Oh, oh my God, guys, we are here with the incredible Olivia Fearey. Oh my God, I'm actually so excited. Like, I posted it on my stories, like, who wants to come on the podcast? And I was like, that was my subtle way of like asking you. Because I was like, I didn't want to like directly ask, but I was like, then you were like, yes. I was like, oh, perfect. Oh my God. So me and Olivia are both in Annie right now.
Mhm.
Wait, how did we meet? Oh, we met on
On
Roblox.
Discord.
On
Yeah.
Discord, yes. We met on Discord
hmm
during Cinderella.
Uh-huh.
And then we didn't do we
We
we,
didn't
we
really interact at all until
yeah, and then
I
oh,
went
and
up.
then we did a show together. Then we did Snoopy
Oh
and then
yeah, yeah.
Hunchback and then
And
Charlotte's Web. Oh my God. Um so let's jump right in. So what was your first exposure to musical theater?
well, my dad was the music director at Value Theater, so um my computer broke. Let's start it over. My dad was the music director at Value Theater, so I would go with him to rehearsals since I was a
Yeah.
little baby because my mom
hmm
was working too. So he would take me, and so I have lots of memories of just like watching rehearsals,
hmm
being on stage in the way of everybody when
Yeah.
I was 4, and like playing with the cast. Yeah, so I don't know, I've grown up in musical theater.
Yeah. So is your mom also a musical theater galley or
My mom does in commercial interior office design.
Oh,
So she's
period.
not. She sings if
Uh-huh.
she's made to, but
Yeah.
she enjoys it.
hmm And so growing up being around musicals 24/7, who would you say is your biggest musical theater influence?
Well, my father.
Yeah.
But in terms of like famous people,
hmm
I would say, I don't know. I like Sutton Foster a lot.
Queen.
Her roles are really nice. And another one of my favorites is Jessie Mueller. She was in Waitress. I met her once and I was completely starstruck. I'd never met
Yeah.
any cool people before. And I was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
what to
S-
do.
So growing up in VYT, what does VYT symbolize for you? Like when
BY?
you think of VYT, what does that bring? If it
Um,
makes sense.
well, the way I always saw it growing up was like the best.
hmm
And
Disneyland.
yeah, like in my second home, I would be there like just as often or more than I was at my house.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. It was really like Bob
hmm
part of it. Um, and it was just like the best theater,
Yeah, it is so
which is
I
biased, of
love being
course.
there. No,
But
honestly, it is. I mean, I've only done like two others, but like
yeah,
I don't know, it's always just so different. Like the people at UIT, like I
yeah,
always say, like it is such a little family. And
it is.
I just love being there.
It's fun.
So,
It's fun.
growing up there, what has been your favorite show that you've seen?
Ooh, um, well, West Side Story was really good.
hmm
I did that. I think I was like 7.
Yeah,
I feel like when I was little, every show was like really
I know.
good.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
hmm
Um, I don't know. I really liked that. And I really liked Newsies when they did it.
hmm
That was really good. The dancing was incredible.
Yeah.
Um, I think Tuck Everlasting was also really good.
I love Tuck Everlasting so much, and I really want to do that show so bad.
Really good. I know.
So, a lot of people don't know this about you. Well, I guess do a lot of people know this about that? You let me know. You're going to Oregon and you're studying, what are you studying?
Environmental science.
So you're not studying musical theater. So growing up doing musicals, did you ever think like, oh, I want to be a musical theater performer? Like what made you get
I think
to,
there's always like that little urge in me that's like, this would be so fun to do, but
yeah.
you have to really, really want to do it to make it
Mm-hmm.
work. Like you have to put everything you are into it.
Yeah.
And I have other things that I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
that I think I would be more successful in. And also, I feel like theater is something you can always do.
Yeah.
Um, like I'm gonna minor in voice, so I'm
Hmm.
gonna still be singing, but theater is like there's community theaters everywhere.
Yeah.
And so regardless of where I'm at, I think if I want to do it, I will be able to. But
Hmm.
yeah, it's just something you really have to want with everything in your being to do.
Yeah.
I think if I'm in a place where I have other passions, then there's so many other people who want to do it too. So like
Yeah.
they don't need me. It's okay.
And you're going to Oregon, and I bet you're so excited about that. But
Yeah.
what are you going to miss the most
Oh my
when
gosh,
you
my
leave?
pet.
Your parents?
Oh, my pets.
Oh, your pets. Oh, they said your parents.
No, I'll miss my parents, but my pets, I don't know. I love them so much. I
Hmm.
sleep with my cats every day, and
And for
so
anyone who doesn't know, what are your four cats' name?
three.
Three. Excuse me, three.
My cats are Luna, Giblet, and Doozy, and then I have three dogs, Bella, Teddy, and Oscar.
Are any of them auditioning for Annie?
No, they are unfortunately not well behaved enough. So I don't think it would go too well. I think they might end up in the pit or in the audience or somewhere.
Imagine like a cat and like as
Oh my
Sandy.
God. No, they'd be so scared. They'd be like,
Okay, so I mean, I had the privilege of seeing you in Cinderella, which was at VYT last year, and you played Ella, and you were phenomenal. Like that was such a great show. So, what was the audition process for that show?
um, well, I went in and I sang a song that kind of aligned with Cinderella
Hmm.
character, not the show. Just like it was called something. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it was about like meeting someone and falling in love, blah blah, which is
Yeah,
basically what happens in Cinderella. So I
yeah.
went in with a song that kind of ushered me into that group of, oh,
Hmm.
you can do this. And then we did the callbacks, and a bunch of us sang one song, and
Hmm.
some of us were good, and some of us weren't. And then, and then I had to wait. It felt like a long time to me, but when I talk about it to other people, they're like, it wasn't that long. But I felt like it was a really long time.
Yeah.
And then, so it was very stressful because everyone that gets in is really good.
Hmm.
And so I don't know. It's I like to watch people and take from what they're doing or like
Yeah.
make my own. So that's always helpful. And then the cast list came out and I was really excited. I was like, this is a stacked cast. This is
Mhm.
gonna be good.
So, like, well, I have two questions. One, what's in your audition book now? And two, how do you prepare for an audition?
So in my audition book is the song was called It Only Takes a Moment. So that's in my
Wait,
audition
from
book.
Hello Dolly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm obsessed with Hello Dolly right now.
So that was that. I don't know. I think um Everybody Says Don't is also in there from Anyone Can Whistle.
Hmm.
Um, a song from Anything Goes. Friendship from Anything Goes. Um, yeah, I think that's about I just rotate. I do the same songs.
Yeah, that's I feel like those are such great song choices.
Lucky I have
So
my dad to pick them out for me.
you
So
do.
so
And
I'm just like, what song should I do? And he just files through his brain.
yeah. So after all your auditions period, how many you this is your 23rd show.
Something like that. I don't know.
20 something. And are you numb to auditioning? Or are you just
Yeah.
like, do you still get nervous?
No.
Or no, you're just like,
I've done it so many times, and I know that
yeah,
it's not the part that matters the most. It's
hmm,
callback that matter the most.
yeah,
I feel like when you're going into an audition, you want to be as neutral
hmm,
as possible,
yeah,
besides from your song choice.
yeah,
But like clothing wise, look wise, you just want to be as neutral as possible.
hmm,
Try and do your best you can in the cold read.
yeah,
Um, but I don't really get nervous anymore.
hmm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
I get
Yeah.
a little nervous, but I think being at VYT, like one of the precedents that they set is like we want you to be good. Like we want you to be what we're looking for. And so I just kind of keep that in mind. I was like, wow, these people like want me to do good. So I kind of just changed my narrative auditioning period. So I feel more comfortable, especially at VYT. I'm like, okay, I know these people.
Yeah.
Part of me still gets a little nervous. I get a little nervous at like the callback. I'm like, I'm not a cold.
Get
I
nervous.
hate cold everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, so were you aware of Cinderella before you did the show?
Well, the princess, yes. I mean, I watched the movie when I was little and
Yeah,
knew in my own little corner because it was overdone, as
yeah.
my dad would tell you. And so it was like it was in a few songs that he was like, never sing as an audition song. But and I knew the story, but other
hmm
than that, oh, and I knew Stepsister's Lament, but I
Yeah.
didn't really know much of the other music.
So you get cast as Ella. Like, what is your reaction? Like, what are you like, oh my God, like what? Like, how was that like?
Well, I had just woken up and my dad was like, he showed me his phone and I was like, oh, okay. I think I would have had a better reaction if I was awake, but I was really excited. And then I missed the
hmm
first week of rehearsal because I was out of town. And so I
hmm
was really nervous when I went in because like everyone had already been talking to each other for a week. And here
Yeah.
comes the main girl of the show a week late.
hmm
And I was like, oh, and I better sing all right so that they know I'm not like a stinker.
Yeah, and so going into rehearsals, did you have any preconceived ideas of the show or of as Ella, or did you like learn everything for yourself in rehearsal?
I think I learned most of it in rehearsal, like the tone of the show. I mean, obviously I knew like Cinderella
Yeah.
and how she was. Um, it's a character that pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's a similar character to all the other Disney princesses. Um,
hmm
so I knew the basics, but I think I kind of got the vibe of the show when I got in there,
hmm
started it, and I was able to play more with it than
Yeah.
what I thought previously about the character.
hmm So now you're doing the show and you're singing. Is it the top? I feel like it's one of the top songs in my own corner, little
Yeah.
corner.
Mhm.
How did that feel to be performing that as Ella? Like,
Um,
what did that feel like?
it was fun. It was kind of a hard song for me to figure out how to sing because I wasn't singing soprano yet. I was only like belting.
hmm
And so, well, I would sing a little soprano, but and so
Yeah.
it was like, right on my break between like belting and head voice. And so I had to kind of figure out how to strengthen my mix a lot,
Yeah.
which good I got there. But then even watching it back, I'm like, oh, that could have sounded better.
hmm
But everyone
Yeah.
else, it sounded great. So
No, it was phenomenal. I was like, why didn't I audition for this show when I saw it? I was like, it was so good. Wait, okay. So walk me through the quick change in when you change into the dress.
so it was really stressful. Um, I I was supposed to go on a little earlier than I actually ended up going on, but it was
hmm
okay. Autumn just took my part. She was on the Stepsisters. She just did what I was in the script supposed to do. But
Yeah.
I would go back there and I would take off the top part of my dress that I already had on and
hmm
um I would replace it with the rigged top part that had the strings that I could pull so it would all fall out.
Yeah.
All the dress and stuff, and then they'd have to stuff the dress inside that little shirt and
Oh.
and then like bundle it up inside of
hmm
this other part of the shirt. And then when I go on stage, I pull the little strings and
hmm
this would fall out of the little
Yeah.
corset thing that I had. And it was stressful when I was on stage because I was always like, is it coming undone? And I was
Yeah.
and it also made me like it was so puffy. I like gained 10 pounds when I went on the next time. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna notice. But I guess it
Was there
doesn't.
ever a point where it's like it almost didn't come off or you were scared?
Oh, yeah. No, like, it got stuck sometimes. And I was like, and I was like, But yeah, I didn't know. I felt like the audience could see me, but they couldn't because the lights were off. So,
Yeah. I mean, well, like looking at photos back, I'm like, oh, I can tell there's a dress stuffed inside. But
hmm
like during, I didn't real there was like, wait, how did she, like,
yeah,
I knew it, how to do it, but I was
yeah,
like, wait, where did this
princess.
dress
And yeah.
come from?
hmm
And then do you do the wedding dress at the end, right?
Yeah. Well, I had another quick change. Um, I don't even remember the scene, but it was this one dress, and the stepmother pulled the sleeves off, and
Oh
then
yeah.
the fairy godmother undid the back.
Hmm.
I don't even know where the dress went afterwards, but she undid something, and then I was wearing this other dress that I wore to go see the prince.
Oh yeah. I
And we
remember this. Hmm.
and then yeah, I had the wedding. I did that all by myself. I changed into my little wedding outfit.
Hmm.
I had enough time to do it. Well, they helped me put my crown on. Tech helped me put my crown on and do my shoes.
Yeah.
But
So, what was the most challenging and most rewarding part of doing that show?
I think it was really rewarding to go out in the lobby after and
Yeah.
talk to the little girls
Hmm.
because I felt so special to them.
Hmm.
And I think growing up, you're always like you don't feel good enough, but then like
Yeah.
to see yourself make an impact on these little girls who
Mm.
a lot of them just want to be princesses like
Oh
you.
wow.
And especially when I was little, I was obsessed with princesses and I always wanted to be a princess. So it was really cool,
Yeah.
like make those little girls' dreams come true. And I hope they felt like they could do it if they wanted to too.
Oh, that's so special. When I saw the show, I just remember looking at all the little girls all dressed up. I was like, I'm
Mhm.
out of place. Like there was like
Where's your
they had
dress?
I know I should have had one. They had their dresses, their crown. I was like, oh my God, this is
Mhm.
so cute.
Yeah, I think
And
yeah, the most challenging part I feel like was the dance. I am a singer first.
hmm. Yeah.
And it was a lot of technique-based dancing, and
Hmm.
everyone around me I felt like were such good dancers.
Hmm.
The two dance captains were like right here, and then everyone else, and I was like, I am out of place here. And so I just had to kind of like I tried really hard, but I don't know. I look at pictures and I'm like, yeah, I can spot which one's not a dancer in this.
Yeah. I
But
am a
okay,
strong mover, cannot dance to save my life. Like
yeah,
today,
right.
today in rehearsals, I'm like, oh my, what are we doing?
I know.
I'm like,
I'm just gonna stand here.
I'm like,
Yeah, so that was
like,
the challenging part, but yeah.
yeah. So what part of you personally relates to Ella the most?
Hmm. I don't know. I think we're very different.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, I feel like that character is very naive
Hmm.
and um wishful. I think hope is a good one
Yeah.
to have in common because she does have a lot of hope.
Hmm.
Like even though her life sucks,
Hmm.
she's an optimist, which is she's a dreamer
Yeah.
and imaginer with in my own little corner. She goes in her own little world.
Yeah.
Um, and she kind of just finds solace in that, even though everything's like crazy around her. So
Hmm.
we're similar in that way. Like whether it be like singing or playing piano, those are like my outlets
Yeah.
for anything that's going on around me. And so I think I find myself at peace or like happiest doing those things. And so I guess that's how we're most similar is like that
Hmm.
imagination or music and creativity, whatever it may be, as an outlet.
Yeah. So do you like to play roles that like you relate to a lot, or do you like to play roles that are like totally opposite from like who you are?
Um, it depends
Hmm.
on the actual role itself, because like I was playing Lucy and You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I feel
Yes.
we're pretty similar, me and Lucy, but
Hmm.
that was so fun.
Yeah.
But also, like Alice in Addams Family,
Hmm.
I don't think we're alike very much at all.
Yeah.
That was also really fun.
Hmm.
But Cinderella, like I said, we're not too much alike. There, I just feel like I think the answer is characters with more depth are more fun to play,
Oh, that's great.
regardless of how much I relate to them.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned Addams Family because it's a great segue to talk about Addams Family. So you played Alice Beineke
Mhm.
last October.
Well, 2 Octobers. Because
To,
we did Charlotte's Web.
oh, oh
I
my,
know.
what?
It's crazy.
That was crazy. Oh my God. So what was the audition process for that? Did you sing one of your three songs?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I sang.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were the three girls, like Wednesday, Morticia, and Alice, and I
Mm-hmm.
I got called back for all of them. So I'm guessing I did a song. I don't know what I was going for when I went in.
Yeah.
I think probably Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably whatever song I sang was probably geared towards Wednesday. But
Mm-hmm.
so then, yeah. So callbacks came. Oh,
Yeah.
audition. I honestly don't remember anything from the audition. Um, callbacks. I think I was a little sick. I think Autumn
Oh.
and I were sick, and so we were
Mm-hmm.
like, nervous together. But so I was called back for all three of the girls, and
Mm-hmm.
I tried to. My acting was not my strong suit when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
It was very like, but so I think I tried to get better at that over COVID. And so then in this, since I was called back for three very different characters, I
Mm-hmm.
was really trying to make the reads different for all of
Mm-hmm.
them. I think I did all right with that. I remember we read in pairs, Alice and Mal. Um, and that was fun. I didn't really know what I was gonna get. I
Yeah.
knew I wasn't gonna get Wednesday because Leilani was in there and she sang the crap out of that
Queen.
song. And she like opted up too, and we're all like, so why do we just sing? But so either like Morticia or Alice, I didn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
Or an ancestor.
Yeah.
But um so then I
Mm-hmm.
got Alice and I was like, okay, I didn't know anything about her, so I was like,
Mm-hmm. So growing up, I don't know, sometimes I always wanted to know your experience because you've been doing this for such a long time. Is it hard ever for you to get the people who essentially watch you grow up to see you in a different light? Like, oh, sometimes they see you as the actor you were when you're younger versus the actor who you've become and blossom into.
I don't think so because I
Mm-hmm.
think Bob, who I worked with for like 80% of my time at VYT,
Mm-hmm.
is very much wanting to see people grow.
Mm-hmm.
So even when he casts people, he'll cast people that aren't the greatest because he sees that potential in them to be good and great.
Yeah.
And he'll cast them in a show and work with them
Mm-hmm.
and build them up so they can be
Yeah.
great. And
Mm-hmm.
I think as when I was little, he would give me those opportunities to
Mm-hmm.
better my skills. And so then I think, yeah, I think Seussical was my first show back after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a kind of time where I was like, I need to show what how I've grown. And I think I did that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm lucky that I have had Bob as my director for so
Yeah.
long because he is willing to see you grow and he wants to see you grow and see the changes you've made.
Mm-hmm. That's worded perfectly. So back to Alice.
Mhm.
How how did you approach playing Alice Beinecke? Like, what was your interpretation of the character?
Well, I didn't know anything about her, so I went into the rehearsals. I knew what was on the paper, but
Mm-hmm.
Mark Stoddard, thankfully, loves to explain the characters to you. And so I was like, I'm set. He's
Yeah.
told me everything I need to know. And
Yeah.
he's a very specific director, so
Mm-hmm.
doing a scene, he tells you how he wants you to feel and how he wants you to make the
Mm-hmm.
audience feel. So that kind of gave me a base understanding
Mm-hmm.
the character. And then I think as I did it more, I got more into it and I
Yeah.
like understood her more and I got to
Mm-hmm.
know her more. And so I could like let the thinking go and just be it.
Yeah. So as an actor, do you prefer like a director giving you like, hey, this is the base, and I want to see what you do with this, or do you prefer when people just throw you in blind, find it for yourself?
I I think I prefer when they tell me what to do. Because
Okay.
I can give you what I've got,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I need a little molding
Yeah.
to make me better.
Mm-hmm. And so was this the first time you really got to showcase that soprano side of you?
Yeah, it was.
So
I
what was the challenging part of doing that?
well, I'd not really sang soprano before, and that was a really high show for sopranos. There were
Yeah.
lots of notes at the top of the register. And so my dad just put me on the soprano line. And so at the start, it was very squeaky,
Mm-hmm.
but I think I just did it a bunch and I
Yeah.
kind of got better at it.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I always wondered this, like you and Charlotte Thompson having a dad who is a music director, is he like, okay, Olivia, like, come on, baby, you need to like, is he giving you notes, or is whatever strictly in rehearsal, it's strictly rehearsal?
He'll give me notes if I need them, like
Mm-hmm.
on the drive home or when we're home. But
Yeah.
I think I know what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Worked with him for so long that I know what to do. And so I
Yeah.
don't usually get that many notes
Mm-hmm.
just because I I think I learn fast too. So
Yeah.
if he I think I know what he wants from me.
Mm-hmm.
And if he gives me a note in rehearsal, I'll make the change. So I don't usually end up getting too many notes, but I also don't get any compliments.
Yeah.
So it's usually just that's not bad or that's getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take what I get. And I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
not bad.
Mm-hmm. I think honestly, I do admire your work drive because I feel like so many people just think it's so easy for you, but I'm just like, you're doing the work. You're doing the work. You're going over and over again singing, and you're like, you know, sometimes it's hard to be self-aware.
Hmm.
That's that.
I think my dad has made me very self-aware.
hmm
Like, he'll never give me a compliment without first saying, now, don't get a big head about this.
Yeah.
But so and so said you did a great job.
hmm
So, and I think I'm very self-aware. And I also like to watch myself so I
Oh,
can changes.
okay.
I'll watch like, any recordings we get. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I watch other people too. I kind of
hmm
think if I could, like, I kind of put myself in their shoes
Yeah.
and think of like, how would I do it?
hmm
Do I think that's better? And that's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
think.
I know, but it was so much fun doing Charlotte's Web because of how like we literally had nothing. All we had was like
Mhm.
music that was like messed up. I don't know like about Charlotte's parts, but all the animal music was like different and was changed,
Oh my gosh, it was.
and so we kind of just like did it all in the rehearsal, and then I was like, there's no soundtrack, and so it's just so fun like watching you build your Charlotte and then all the animals come together. That was my favorite part of doing that.
Yeah, that was really fun. Just, I mean, that's a unique thing to do, to
Yeah,
play farm animals. Like that's totally different than a lot of other things.
yeah.
So I think that was really fun as a community
hmm
together.
I miss our little show.
That was a good one.
Okay, so you and I are both doing Annie,
Yes, we
but
are.
for you, this is your second time doing Annie, and it's your senior year. So what does it mean to come back to Annie after all these years?
Well, I think I'm gonna have a better experience than I did last time because I
Mm.
was 11 last time, and as every 11-year-old girl, I really wanted to play Annie, not play Annie. And I was indeed salty about it the whole show. So I think but I also still had a lot of fun with all the orphans.
Yeah.
And Vivian, she was in it. She's in
hmm
it again. We're OGs.
hmm
We were like besties. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
I think now it's really weird. it's definitely like a contrasting moment
Mm-hmm.
because when I was little, I thought like the teens were so old. I was like, wow, they're
Oh,
so so good. They're so like much better and tall. And I'm here
yeah.
like I am not tall or old. I feel the same as I did last time I did it, but I'm
Yeah.
now on the other end of it.
Yeah, and there's so many people coming back. It's you, Vivian, Maddie Sue,
Mhm. And Savannah.
Savannah, just you four.
Yeah. We were all orphans.
And oh, that's such a special thing to be able to get to do. So,
Yeah.
do you remember anything from your grace in what year was that? 2017? Yeah,
Like 2017, I don't know. I think
yeah,
20.
2018 to that see yeah, that around that time.
Oh, her name was Olivia as well.
Oh, that's fun.
I remember she had cold hands. She
Mm-hmm.
had like the thing where your hands would get really cold really easily and they'd turn like blue and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember that, but I remember she was really good. She was really pretty. I follow her on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. Um, I don't know. That's all I remember. I wasn't in too many scenes with Grace as an orphan, so
Yeah. So did you, because it's typically, at least from my understanding, that it's tradition do this every 7 years, right?
how it's been, yeah.
Yeah, so did you think that that you would come back to it in 7 years?
I think so, yeah.
And who do you think little Olivia wanted to play 7 years later?
Oh, I don't know. Probably Grace. But this is funny because I was here for the time they did it before when I did it the first time. And then
Hmm.
I was like, in 7 years, I'm gonna be Annie. I'll be this age. And there's this little picture of me and I'm in the Annie dress. I'm like 4 and it's so big on me. And I'm just like,
Oh, that's so cute.
but yeah, so I remember that. But I would assume I wanted to be Grace. I think
Hmm.
going into it now, I didn't
Yeah,
really have a preference.
yeah.
I thought any of the three lead girls would be really fun, but also
Hmm.
the ensemble is really fun and there's so much to do. There's
Yeah.
like so many different characters you are
Hmm.
ensemble.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, I didn't really have a preference this time.
I also feel like what's surprising to me, like seeing the script, there's actually like a lot of parts for guys. Like I low key didn't realize that. I was like, wait, why is there like low key a lot for
Oh,
guys for an orphan show?
I know. People don't realize. We were worried we weren't gonna have enough people, but and we would have to do like a second call, like, guys, we need you. But we had enough guys, so that's
Oh my God. It's been so fun. So what do you look forward to the most in playing Grace in May?
the dresses.
The dresses.
I think they're gonna be so cute. I don't remember what they were last time, but
Hmm.
I feel like they're cute.
Yeah.
Uh, and just like getting to look pretty,
Hmm.
always fun.
Yeah. I think I love that about BYT because it's always so fun to like when you do a show that they've done before, or like even if it's a show like where they're pulling stuff from, it's like, and then you look into your costumes, like it shows like who had the costume
Yeah.
before. I thought that was so cool. Like there was like three different gander outfits,
Mhm.
and I had the short gander outfit.
Of course.
There was two other ones, and they were like the really tall ones. I tried them on, and they looked like a dress on me, and I had the short gander. I don't know why I even tried those on. I knew they like looking at it, you could tell like I'm not gonna fit into that. But that's always so much fun. And then like looking at the photos of like, oh my God, this is Jared Barbie's outfit. And I honestly want to meet him. I mean, like,
He's wonderfully talented. He
mm,
was Mr. Wormwood in Matilda. He
hmm,
was phenomenal. He
yeah,
was so funny. He was
mm,
Lord Farquaad in Shrek. Amazing in that as well. He's just always amazing in everything.
yeah. If you could go back to Olivia 7 years ago and tell her one piece of advice, what would you tell her?
I would say get over not being Annie. Like, get over it. And then I
Uh-huh.
would say do better acting. Because
Hmm.
watching it back, I have the DVD and I watched it and I was like, where's the acting? I'm saying things and there's nothing happening on my face.
Yeah.
I would say humble yourself. You're not
Mm,
Annie. and relax. And two, make it make July good.
Yeah, make July, July.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so for our closing question, if you could play any role regardless of gender, age, or anything else, what would it be and why?
Okay. Well, there's a few. Um, I would love to be anything in Waitress. My
Oh,
favorite people.
yeah.
Anything at all.
Hmm.
Any of the parts. I just love that show so much.
Hmm.
Um, I think being an older woman would be fun, like in Gypsy or
Oh.
some other shows, I don't know, with old women. That would be fun. There's this song I like to sing, but I can never sing it for auditions because it's about an old woman. So I think some of those kind of roles would be fun. And then I don't know. I would love to be. I've already been in Shrek, but I'd love to be it again. Anything in it.
Was that your favorite? Wait, n- another closing question. What is your favorite show that you've done?
Well, it
You can.
was Shrek for a while.
Hmm.
I did it in like 2017, 2016, all the
Hmm.
way to like 2022 when I did Spookly.
Hmm.
But Spookly was my favorite just because we were all so close. And it
Yeah.
was like going on stage and playing with your friends. And we
Hmm.
would just like mess around
Yeah.
on stage and just we were like pumpkins. We were just having fun. That's so stupid. We're all just like pumpkins on stage. And so it was really fun. But those Shrek is one of my favorite musicals. So
Hmm.
it's always been one of my favorite musicals. Um, oh, I would love to be Prince Eric.
Oh, in Little Mermaid.
I would love to sing the song where he's like her voice. I would love to be an opera tenor. Very
Yeah, I didn't really know the stage play that well. I know the movie.
yeah, that I don't know. It would just be really fun to do that. He sings a lovely
Yes.
song about Ariel's voice. I'd love to sing it. So,
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. It's been so epic chatting with you. Come see me and Olivia
yeah,
May 9th through June
nice and
1st
first.
in Annie. All right. Bye, guys.